Here's a quick look at the GE202 chassis. And this radio chassis was really rusty whenever I pulled it out of the cabinet. Of course, the cabinet's right here, and it's relatively nice radio. This radio was somewhere around late 40s. This is the cabinet of the radio right here, and it's all white. It's a really neat looking radio. I've got a black version, or maroon I should say, just like this. But real quick, let's take a look at the 202 chassis, and I'll show you real quick what was wrong with it, or at least what is wrong with the radio and the things I've got to do to repair it. First of all, if you look real closely, you'll see a lot of rust. Right in here, rust back here on this tube here. See all the rust that's built up? I think this radio sat somewhere where there was a lot of moisture, humidity in the air, and over the years, I hope this transformer is going to be okay and make it. I mean, this right here is disgusting. Whether or not this radio is worth fixing, I don't know, but I'm working on restoring it and getting it repaired. In the very beginning, part of the problem was that this tuning gang was totally frozen shut, and now it's very easy to move, very easy to remove. This down here, the actual shaft where the tuning cord or the dial cord goes around this wheel here, this wheel was frozen shut and it turns now. This was so frozen here, where my hand is on this shaft here, that it didn't matter how much pressure you put on it, it was not going to turn. Well, now, turns great. Real smooth, real easy. I'm still going to work on, as time goes along, really getting it really nice and easy to turn, because this thing needs to spin very freely without any kind of roughness to it. This here was also frozen solid. This is the last point where the dial cord goes through and comes into this little pin here, and it gets bent down and it holds the dial cord in place. This was frozen solid shut. Real quickly, on the bottom part of this chassis, this is where you can see where a lot of the damage of over the years, the water and such has done to this thing, if there was water around it, are on the caps. This cap in particular right here, if you look, this particular cap is coming apart there at the end. That's just like a no-no. When water and moisture gets into capacitors, it does this. All these capacitors have to be replaced, and so I'm taking a before video, and then I'm going to take an after video after we go through and we replace all of these capacitors. And once this radio lights back up and comes to life, and here's the old electrolytic section that has to be cut out and replaced, because it's just, I mean, if you look very closely, you'll see instead of it being a flat end, this is swollen it up here and rounded off on the end, so that's a big problem. So it's nothing but right now a major work in progress, but we are going to get the GE202 chassis working right again. That's a look at the GE202. Thanks for watching.